directly pertinent to the conversation because it was kind of like the cup game.
Yeah.
Wigan executed really well on all the chances in the first half.
I thought it was smiling because I was making a valid point.
No, Wigan. Well, you were. Wigan executed really well on all the plans in the first half, and whilst Catalan forwards, like you say, big blokes who have a lot of skills.
But you were still
but Ben Flower was able to massively combat what Dave Taylor was able, particularly in the second half spell, where he just nullified him.
Yeah, in the first half, Dave Taylor was making massive meters, and it was taking 3 men to bring him down, and you were trying to get him turned over. And he was the one Catalan forward that I felt was having an impact. The player that impressed me most for you guys, away from your flair performances, though, was Ryan Sutton. I think this kid's really coming of age now that he's getting a bit more time in the first team. I didn't realise he played for Wigan as many times as he had to. He played maybe like his 50th appearance for Wigan.
Oh yeah,
this week.
Do you remember his first?
Was it against the Bulls?
Yeah.
Was it in the 80-0? Yeah. Was it in the 80-odd drubbing?
Yeah.
It wasn't the season before then when we were about to go bankrupt and we beat you.
No.
Right, fair enough. Okay, we can all remember when we beat each other now.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, I'm just saying. He's a really talented player. Normally from right, I think his best.
Yeah, nominally in the second row wasn't the best thing for him,
but he's played for a month there since he was forced into action there in the Salford game, and he's played exceptionally well. He's run really good lines. He's managed to deal with the lateral defensive shifts that he's needed to. I think he's been helped with Sargentson moving to inside him, because while Sargentson and Smith don't make tackles stick very often, they're constantly in and around the ball.
Yeah,
they want to make things happen, even if it doesn't necessarily always work out for them, but they make contact on people, slow them down, give other players, fast players around them.
Yeah.
Like Sutton is quite fast in a straight line.
Yeah.
For a ball, but he's just been playing really well and he's shown a whole range of skills. I think his best position is as the modern day 13.
Right.
Whether or not that'll be his eventual position in the Wigan side, I'm not sure. But I've always sort of thought that's his best position. Kind of a Sam Burgess style.
He did make some nice passes though, didn't he?
A Sam Burgess style kind of 13, a Mike Cooper style 13. With a little bit of ability to get to shift a pass out.
Well, he does.
Drop an offload off. But really, most importantly, he runs great lines. Yeah. He gets quick play of the balls and he tackles his arm.
Yeah, we might not be too far wrong there because he put a great pass into. Was it the cut-out pass to Charlie for your?
It was to Manfredi for the
Manfredi on the right wing.
For the first try, there's probably controversial try, the one where Sargentson and Horrow looked like it was simultaneous, that Sargentson's arm went on it as Horrow's hand went on it, and that's probably why it was given a try. I don't think when they went up try it could have been given the other way.
No.
Horrow probably had his hand on it for longer, but I think on the first contact. But that's just my view as a biased Wigan supporter, obviously.
But he did get the good. It was a good pass. Is the point I was making? Not necessarily the execution of the finish. So, what did the stats tell us on this one, Mark?
Well, they pick out the performers that you would sort of expect on the individuals. But before we get to that, the home side had a big 1.2 metres per carry better gain and 2% better tackle success than the visiting Warriors, with fewer errors, 6 more successful offloads, and 37 more carries. Wigan made a bit more ground and, more crucially, took their chances. 5 breaks to 2, 4 tries to 1. So kind of same as what we saw in the cup game. Wigan executed better in the 20s at both ends of the pitch, the crucial areas, and that's, I think, what they're doing more with Williams and Tompkins on the pitch. Although they ended up the game with those two having a bit of a relax. But hey, good stuff from my point of view. Dan Sargentson with a try assist, 159 metres, 4 successful offloads. Oliver Gildart with a try, which was a great run, 142 metres.
I've irrationally disliked Oliver Gildart for the last 6 months, and I don't feel like I've ever been able to talk about it. He plays very well. He's a very good rugby league player. I don't like him. I've no idea because I think he's a terrific player. I just think that
he does nothing like showy either. He's not.
Every time I see him run the ball, I end up finding myself going, somebody just hit him and get hold of him. And I think it's probably because he's quite an elusive runner. And I just end up rooting for the forwards that he's getting toward when he cuts inside. Just fucking hit him. I think that might be more where I end up with it, because there's no grounding in my dislike. You just irrationally don't like a player.
Yeah.
And I'm really trying to find reasons why, because I think his talent is tremendous.
Ryan Sutton had a try in 116 metres. We've talked about him already. Josh Charnley, 199 metres, 2 clean breaks. His really good run of form since I took him out of my dream team.
Yeah.
He was brilliant. Then I took him out of my dream team. Then I put him in my dream team. He was crap for 2 weeks. Took him out.
He started playing well.
He got in. He missed a couple of games.
You just have to know next season, keep him in all year, Mark.
I can't, can I? It doesn't matter. But G's flying back.
Now you're all saved.
Tony Gigo had 191 metres. This is because Wigan's kicking game was phenomenal. It kept turning him round. Yeah. leaving him isolated but in space, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So he basically had to run it back 15 metres and get clobbered.
And that was if he caught the ball.
Remy Casti, 42 tackles, 106 metres, so he went both ways. Glenn Stewart, 47 tackles. It's just doing too much tackling and not enough passing and not enough getting involved in attack for my mind. Dave Taylor, 111 metres, 3 successful offloads when he was on form in the first half.
There you go. John Hamilton got in touch. He said, a weak Catalan showing, but Wigan starting to look really good. Unfortunately, they wound up to control this game well by the end. Must be having the newfound confidence of knowing they have one of the top 2 fullbacks in Super League now. Alan Walker got in touch. Always a pleasure to hear from Al. He said couldn't see the Wigan players because of them shirts, more visible on the radio. Then lost all vision, damn feeds. Wigan were poor, so how bad were we? No ambition at all. Like they had their minds on the do after the match. I hope the dinner guests were shown a film of the players getting punished up the factory. # Slaughterhouse visit the movie. Dave Pye, another one it's always a pleasure to hear from. He got in touch. He says, so Wigan beat Catalan on their big day. A real shame Catalan couldn't give the fans more to cheer, but it was a celebration of 10 years of successful progression and not a one-off game. Wigan controlled the ruck. They were quicker to play the ball and slowed Catalan's ruck down so much their defence was back to have a breather before having to run out to meet the next play, and that's when it was won in his opinion. There you go.
I don't think either team slowed the ruck down more but I think Wigan were able to win the ground.
Yeah, they were winning collisions.
But with the ball, yeah. Wigan won quick play of the balls more. Both teams did the slowing down stuff that you see. It's just Catalan lost the energy battle, I feel, or when they won a collision, it was a collision that was held up and slowed down a bit by the fact that they were trying to either find an offload or trying to run through someone still, whereas Wigan have been trained better to, if you know that you're not going to go more, and Flower's really good at this, Sutton's really good at it, didn't play, but Farrell and Bateman are exceptional at finding the floor. When you know you're not going to get any further.
That's it. And they did find the floor. What they weren't doing is getting rolled over either. So again, they were doing exceptionally well. Right, to Sunday then. Leeds Rhinos took an early lead against the Widnes Vikings. They took a 12-point lead against the Vikings. They led at half-time mark, and it was Widnes Vikings 23, Leeds Rhinos 22, condemning the Rhinos to the ignominy of playing in the middle eights. Oh, what it would be like to support a team playing in the middle eights. It was the Joe Mello drop goal that did it for the Widnes Vikings, who showed great grit to come back against a Leeds side that were actually on a bit of a roll, having won the 2 previous games.
Yes, I was on the road whilst this was happening, so I didn't follow the action as such, but caught...
Can't tell you how infuriating this is.
They go, what?
Fucking Leeds. I can't tell you how upset I am. This should have been a glorious season. This should have been hilarious. I can't enjoy this. I can't take any pleasure in Leeds being in the middle eight because we're playing for the fucking Championship Shield, Mark.
Well, we'll see.
Oh, I would be very surprised. This is the worst possible circumstances that it could have fucking happened in for me. I almost wanted them to get into the top 8 just because, where's the fun in this? But anyway, I would suggest...
It's done now, isn't it?
It's done now.
That's one of the few things that we know for sure.
It's done now.
They deserve to be done. They've not been good enough.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the highlights of my week this week I should talk about was after the live show. I got into a bit of a conversation with Dom Hodgson about Taylor Swift, because Erin's banging at Taylor Swift at the minute, and I think he must have a bit of a secret enjoyment of her. And I think who doesn't have a secret enjoyment love for Taylor Swift? Yeah, exactly. And we ended up doing Taylor Swift songs about Leeds for about 20 minutes on Twitter with different permutations. That was fun. That's about the most I've been able to enjoy Leeds' demise over the last few weeks.
Do you have any snippets?
I've got them on Twitter somewhere. I'm not going to sing it. I don't know. It was, it was all to the. It was all. I think it was mostly to the tune of "Shake It Off."
Right. Okay.
So you can kind of make your own versions of that. It's not the trickiest thing. She's not the greatest lyricist, I would say. Isn't she's hardly Bob Dylan. It's not Carole King you're listening to. It's Taylor Swift. I'd be surprised if she writes them all herself. I could be proven wrong. I could be doing her a great disservice. I imagine that all the time she spends sat on Calvin Harris and Tom Hiddleston. And when's it my turn? That's what I want to know. Everyone seems to be getting a go on Taylor Swift. I reckon if I hold on long enough, she'll get through everybody.
I think she'll start round on celebrities again before she gets to you. No offence, lad.
Maybe she likes rugby league. Maybe she considers us celebrities.
Leeds outgained their visitors in the metre battle by nearly 200 metres off the back of a 21-10 successful offload count in the main. So that sounds like Leeds of 2015, doesn't it? But no, Leeds of 2016 turned up in the second half. They were unable to take full advantage. A 17-11 error count contributing to that. Mm-hmm. In the end, with 5 breaks each, 4 tries each and 3 goals each, it was the late drop goal that was the key difference maker, obviously, in a 1-point game. For it to be Joe Miller who stepped up and took it, I suppose that's just more evidence of his rising prominence as being maybe, or becoming maybe the leading.
Well, he might end up having to be next season.
We may see.
Okay, we've talked about. I know we're going to talk about stats in a bit more detail. But since we've just finished talking about Leeds and we've been talking about Catalan Dragons, who do you think is the more exciting prospect, Lucas Albert or Jordan Lilly? For me, it's Albert.
Matt, I mean, obviously, as we all know, there's other young halfbacks around who can't score long distance tries, but Jordan Lilly's a shoe-in for England at 18 and never won a game.
Lucas Albert gets in the French team for me.
What, ahead of Farge and Bartho?
No. He's a train-on player. I'm not saying he's starting. He's training on that. I think he's a phenomenal talent, and I think his development in a team that's winning games, as opposed to Jordan Lilly's development in a team that's actually losing games, it's like, well, he's a plucky young player, and
I think they're both brilliant and both exciting prospects.
Yeah, but who do you prefer? Who do you think is the better player?
Who do I think is the better player?
Yeah.
I think the better all-round player is Jordan Lilly at the moment.
Right.
But I don't necessarily think he will end up being the better player.
Yeah. Sorry, I know, it was one of those things I just thought of halfway through the
that's fine, yeah.
Okay, let's carry on. Who stood out individually for us then?
Reece Hambury with a try, 6 tackles, 113 metres. Gil Dudson with 113 metres. Hep Cahill, he had 11 marker tackles and 4 successful offloads. You can see I was looking around a bit. You were scraping
the barrel.
Christine, 40 tackles, 13 of which were marker tackles. So there's a couple of heroic efforts in defence there. I actually see a lot from those two players, really. For Leeds, Mitch Garber has probably been the forward pack performer of the year. Certainly Cuthbertson, now his season can be written off as very much last season was a one-season wonder almost, the way his season's really tailed off this year. He's doing far less minutes, having very little impact when he's on the pitch, but this lad has stepped up instead and is really having an impact. Mitch Garber with a try, 136 metres. Ryan Hall back in action, a try, 126 metres. So Dr. Bob...
Must have been a nice try. Bob Phillips tweeting us a picture of Ryan Hall inside a heart.
Joel Moonha, he scored a try, had 5 successful offloads as well, but rules himself out of England, which I commend him for. Jamie Jones Buchanan, 1 try assist, 56 tackles, 16 marker tackles.
Not individually then. Rich Wilkinson, he got in touch. Back to shit. Leeds, defence crap, clueless in attack, errors. Solid first half, shocking second half. Very strange team selection, but nothing new there. Right now, it's all about performance to get things right for the middle eights, and the performance against Widnes was shit. Paul O'Brien got in touch. He says, what a game. Paul's a Widnes fan. Widnes shows real character to come back from 22 points to 10 down. The drop goal by Mello was like watching it in slow motion. Great result. I'm proud to be one of the travelling Vikings who were there to witness it. Rod Hutchinson, the Lakes Rhino, says, after today's loss to Widnes, all I can say is the middle eights, here we come, and I'm not feeling very confident. Dr. Bob Phillips summed it up with one word, bum.
We're down to like one word reviews now. We're going to get one letter reviews soon enough.
Is a letter? That's about it, isn't it? Cutthroat Jake, he got in touch with us. Always nice to hear from Mr. Paget. He said, after numerous celebrity deaths, the leave remained debacle, and now Leeds consigned to the middle eights. 2016 is broken. Can I change it for a new year now? No, I think we'll have to keep it as it is for a little while.
We shall tough through the hard times, and hopefully it will come out better in the end.
Come out on the other side, all the better for it. Final game of the weekend then. St Helens.
Hold on, can I ask you a question?
Oh, go on.
You had a question.
I'm never normally as good at these as you.
Well, no, I'm actually thinking, like, where do you rate Leeds' half-back pairing of Burrow and Maguire?